everyone. Yes, it's me, Bonnie, and I thought we would do something different today. Welcome to my kitchen. And today I'm just going to be crazy and zany. I have my chef's hat on. I have my nostalgic apron with my kids' handprints that I gave to my mom years ago. And I'm ready to bake. I don't know about you, but when I bake with memories. Yes, memories. Everything I bake reminds me of somebody, whether it be my kids, my mom, my grandma. I bake with memories. Do you? So today, I've had a request to bake Grandma's Christmas morning scones. Now, what happens when I bake? I put a twist to it. I do what Grandma did, but I add a twist to it. So these weren't known as Christmas morning scones. I switched it up to for my family. And this recipe I've been doing for years. I've passed on the tradition of Grandma to Mom to me, and every Christmas somebody gets scones. Yep, neighbors. Each one of my kids cannot live Christmas morning until they've had Grandma's Christmas scones. And of course me, I have to bite into my scones. So let's get baking, and who knows what's gonna happen. So stay tuned. You can see that my kitchen is filled with old and new. And I love to mix the both. So here, let's get baking with scones. Okay, so already what I've done first thing is I've got 2 aluminum pans. I do aluminum pans so I can give them away. But if you have round pans, you do that. And what I've done is I've greased them. Okay, so we're gonna start. Yes, Mama's little baby loves shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. You know, back in the day, butter was hard to get a hold of. So Grandma, because of the Depression, war, all that, used shortening. So today, I'm using shortening. Shortening doesn't have any water in it, so it lends its way to a perfect bake. Yep, it's fat. But Christmas, there's no calories. I've taken the fat out. So I put my shortening in my processor, and I'm going to cream it. And to that, I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. Just cream that and blend that well. Okay, so that's done. So now what I'm going to do, now if you notice, my kitchen, I have lots of crocks, old-fashioned crocks, and I use them. I use them to hold things in my house. Not only do I love the old-fashioned crocks, but I use them. At my feet is a huge crock, and it's holding my flour. So, to my blended shortening, I'm going to measure 3 cups, and I'm going to continue doing that. 3 cups of flour, and I want to make sure, and 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And I forgot the milk. I'll be right back. You have to have fun in the kitchen. All right, and I'm going to have with me ready 1 cup of milk. Okay, and I use Tupperware. I'm an ordinary baker, so I'm going to slowly add this cup of flour, 1 cup at a time. And to that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2. All right? And I'm going to mix that. Don't you love the smells of Christmas? Cinnamon, nutmeg. I love it. There's nothing better than ginger and molasses and all that good stuff that goes into Christmas baking. Okay, I've mixed that, and with my cup of milk, I'm just going to add a little bit of milk. I love to bake with my grandkids. My kids grew up baking, and now I'm alone, so I'm baking with you. What a good thing. Okay, so now I'm going to add another cup of flour, because remember I said 3 cups of flour. And I am going to add 2 more teaspoons of baking powder. I have baked these with seniors. Yes, I used to work with seniors. And I'm telling you, they love doing this. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more milk. Just a little bit. Make sure you don't splash it. Scones. I know my husband's going to be salivating because he's going to be saying, scones. These freeze really well too, so I will make I do a whole slew of these and freeze them and then give them away. Okay, we need 1 more cup of flour. And mix that slowly. And then I'm going to add my milk slowly. These do mix up pretty good, pretty fast. All right, now to this I'm going to add fruit. Grandma only had raisins or currants. You can add whatever fruit you want. But my twist in this is I chopped up some red and green glazed cherries so that the red and white on Christmas morning is Christmas. So I'm going to add that to my mix. And then I shall return for the next step. Okay, there is the dough that I mixed in the mixer. Now the next step. Now I scrape the bottom. It's thick, but you know what? That's the way it's supposed to be. Now, what I've got here, I don't know if you've seen this. I'll show you this. I have an egg, okay? So I want the yolk and the egg. I'm going to put my white there. And my yolk in the other bowl. Just one. Now, the best investment is this. And you know what? If you use this, if you do this, this is you're wasting calories, so you can eat an extra piece of scone. So I'm gonna beat that. See? You have to be crazy at Christmas. I don't need wine. Yes, just one egg. Okay, look at that. They say if you hold it upside down and it doesn't come out, it's done. Now what I'm going to do, gently, I know it doesn't sound right, but gently, I'm going to fold in that egg white. Just slowly, because you don't want to deflate. Just enough to bring that all together, scrape the bottom. Now, this is making 2 pie plates, which I've greased, and I'm going to pour. Now this is thick, so I'm just going to plop that in there. I have preheated my oven to 350. And I'm going to just spread this on my pie plate all around. It doesn't have to be exact. I have lots of recipes from Grandma that have added my twist. Every year I make carrot plum pudding, molasses ginger cookies, of course the old-fashioned shortbread. And you know what? I have fun. If something goes wrong, who cares, right? Okay, the last step is I have my egg yolk. I'm just going to beat that a little bit. I'm just going to add a drop of milk. And I'm going to evenly pour it on both my scones. And I'm just going to brush the top. That's it, you guys. So I'm going to put these in the oven. They're going to bake for about 40 minutes. And then we will be back. Okay, everyone, these are done. They were in the oven for about 40 minutes and they are delicious. Can you see the nice glaze on the top of that? And now for the best part. Cut into these scones. They're hot, so they're not coming out quite as good as if you let them sit, but you have to have them hot. All right. I know it's not Christmas morning yet. I've got some butter. If you got jam, And here we go. You ready? I've got my tea. Ready? Christmas morning scones. I think I could eat the whole thing. Do you think I should share some with my hubby? I guess so. Anyway, happy baking. Please let me know if you try this. I am on YouTube, and I will have the ingredients listed below of what goes into these yummy scones for you to share or eat for yourself on Christmas morning. God bless.